A couple years ago, my husband told me that I was a bare minimum wife and mother. This obviously upset me. I felt like I was doing everything. I was raised by a mother who contracted out raising us, worked full time, and our coaches, teachers, the heavy lifting of raising us. So, as a stay at home mom who makes home cooked meals every night with her children from sun up to sundown, eyes open to eyes closed every single day. What do you mean I'm bare minimum? So I took this very personally because he didn't really elaborate. Started doing all this extra stuff like making butter, making pasta from scratch, doing all this extra stuff. Now I'm in his face like, who's bare minimum now? Who's bare minimum me? It was still me. I was still bare minimum because it wasn't my culinary skills that he was talking about. He wasn't looking for handmade pasta. He was looking for a wife and a mother who did her job and did it without an attitude. Saw her children as a blessing rather than a burden. Brought peace and comfort and light to the home. But I was so angry with his honesty that instead of taking a second to consider that maybe I was bare minimum, sis, you can do all the work in the world, but if your attitude is stinking up your home, it's gonna be your legacy. That's gonna be all that's remembered. And most of the time, the problem is we just need to slow down. Now, this is something that I'm still working on, still working through. And recently, it was something that I needed to be reminded of. Cooking, cleaning, feeding your family is the easy part. But what attitude you do it with is gonna be what's remembered. Working way too hard, don't tarnish your legacy. 30 years from now, your children and your husband won't look back and remember that delicious butter. They'll remember overstimulated, touched out mother who screamed the whole time she made the butter. Turned her back on her husband at the end of the night because she was so tired from churning her own butter.
I absolutely love a woman who's mature. I absolutely love a woman who takes accountability. And she cooked. And it's just, again, I love these videos because it's just so refreshing to know that what we see on the internet is fake, man. In a sense of it's too many debauchery going on. On the other side of women who haven't took accountability, who haven't matured, man. And it's just so refreshing to always know that, you know what, they all not cooked. You know what I'm saying? All the women out there are not throwaways. You know, there is some hope for you guys who are looking to get married. I love showing y'all these examples because it's women out there for y'all. Don't get discouraged. Please just know that I'm showing y'all that these women exist. They're real. You know what I'm saying? They're absolutely real. And let's start off with the first thing she said, right? Which was she was taken aback when her husband told her, "Look, you bare minimum around here." And to point out, she is a stay-at-home mom, so that plays a lot into it. And she's like, "Well, I'm doing this. I'm feeding the kids. I'm making homemade this." None of that matters, right? In the grand scheme of things, it matters on the day to day, right? It matters in a task format of things that just have to be done. But I love how she just came to recognize that it was her attitude and she needed to shift her perspective to be able to lock in and really get the best from her husband and the best out of herself. And it was just beautiful to hear, man, how it just clicked for her. And that was because she took accountability. And with taking accountability, what happened? Peace was brought to the house. Peace was brought to the home, right? Peace was brought to their relationship and to herself too. It's just so amazing what accountability does. It's just so amazing. And I think that any relationship that you in, the woman has to take accountability. I'm not saying it's all their fault, right? I think it takes two to tango. But a mature woman is going to be the one who can express themselves just like this, right? To point out, hey, this what was going on, this how I arrived, and this how I took accountability for my part in the whole thing. And also she recognized that she was being bare minimum. Listen, this is the point I was getting to. She's a stay-at-home mother, right? And that means she probably not paying any bills. And so don't get it twisted. being a stay-at-home mother is a job. Don't, especially if you got kids, keeping the house ran how it needs to be ran, cooking, cleaning, washing clothes, going grocery shopping, checking up on kids, making sure they do what they need to do, and keeping your husband happy, and making sure you on point. That's a job. All right. So don't get it twisted. However, the stuff that she's saying she was doing, feeding your kids is bare minimum. I don't care. No, feeding your kids, when you have the kids, that's automatic. That's the bare minimum. You have to do that. You have to make sure your kids taken care of. But what he's saying is beyond that. Once she came to realize, like, okay, I need to do beyond what's just inept, that I have, that's just automatic. You know, are you doing date nights, you know, for your husband? Are you setting things up to bring him peace, right? Are you doing things to elevate your relationship, to bring that intimacy? Things beyond just a day-to-day task. And I think that's what she came to realize she wasn't doing. But as you hear her speak throughout the rest of the video, she started implementing those things just beyond the daily tasks of feeding her kids and cleaning the house, cooking and cleaning. Right? Again, that is bare minimum. If she was only doing that, which she said she was, absolutely that's bare minimum. Right? That's just what you have to do. Especially if you in that role where you're a stay-at-home mother, right? You're a stay-at-home wife. Like, that is bare minimum. So don't get bamboozled out here thinking that's not bare minimum. So but again, it's a lot of work. You know what I mean? To run a household, make sure everything's on point, and to manage it when your husband's not there. Yeah, that's a job in itself. So I'm not gonna knock on that. But feeding your kids, cleaning the house, you ain't got them kids all day. Sometimes they in school for hours, your husband at work. Right. And especially if you own it and you really got a system in place where you clean once a day, as far as like touching up stuff. You don't got to do a deep cleaning every day. Right. You already got your meals planned as far as the week. Maybe not like cooked and meal prep, but like you got them planned out. Like, okay, I know I'm doing hamburgers tonight. Okay, I know I'm doing fried chicken the next night. I know I'm doing spaghetti the next night, right? You got your meals planned. You bought the groceries for the week. You ain't grocery shopping every day, right? You're not doing deep cleaning every day. You're not with the kids 24/7. You're not with your husband 24/7. You have plenty. If your house is in order, ladies, fellas, if your house is in order, your wife has plenty of free time. Plenty. So if you come home and it's like, you know what I'm saying? What you been doing all day? That's bare minimum. That's bare minimum. I'm not saying that she can't relax and have her time. That is part of it. But it should be some moving and shaking going on. You understood? So anyway, shout out to the content creator always for them sharing their perspective. I really appreciate it. And I love videos like this, man. I love videos like this. So, hey, drop a comment below. Subscribe to the Husband Code if it's your first time. If you've been watching for a while, subscribe. Also, if you got any value from this video, hit that like button. And also, hit the notification bell because we're going to continuously drop videos like this every single day. And until next time, I appreciate y'all. Much love. Peace.